This is a short review of the all-terrain shoe Robin Gtx from the company HanWag. The Robin Gtx is marketed as a low-cut, waterproof, flexible shoe suited for trail and travel. The sole of the shoe is made of rubber, the membrane of Gore-Tex, and the upper material is made from leather. The weight of each shoe is about 495 grams. The shoe is marketed at a price of 210 euros on the company's official website. Do keep in mind that the opinions expressed in this video are based solely on my own personal experiences and that yours might differ. In the picture you will see a newly bought pair on the left, and to the right is a pair I bought about 2 years ago and have used almost every day since. When it comes to looks, both pairs I bought measured up to the expectations I got when viewing pictures of the shoes online. There was a slight variation in color between the two pair of shoes. The pair on the left would have been darker even if the pair on the right were new as well. If color nuance is of big importance to you, then I would recommend buying them in a store so you can see what you get. One thing to note is that as you can see on the pair on the left, the surface is initially very matte. However, as you can see on the pair on the right, the surface has become more glossy over time, especially after each time that I have waxed them. Some people might expect this, but I still think it's something that's worth pointing out. I have been using these shoes almost every day for the last 2 years. I have walked in them in the national parks of South Africa, as well as in all kinds of weathers in Sweden. I have walked distances of up to 25 kilometers during a day and on surfaces such as asphalt, grass, sand, rock and gravel, rough surfaces as well as smooth. I have walked in both lighter and tougher forest terrain, through snow and water, and have been standing in water that has reached up over the lower seams. After use, I've always made sure to brush away any dirt and keep them clean, and I've waxed them about every 6 months with HanWag's own products. What I first noticed when I started using these shoes was how fast I got accustomed to them. I got no abrasions or bruises from these shoes at all, even after walking distances of up to 5 kilometers only a few days after buying them. In comparison, I have a pair of Meindl Kampfstiefel, and although they are very comfortable, it took about a week or two before I could walk similar distances in them. During summers and indoors, the shoes tend to feel a bit warm, so it can be a good idea to have a pair of lighter shoes to change to if you work, for example, at an office. During winter, which get down to about -5 degrees Celsius, I use these together with wool socks such as Smartwool PhD Outdoor Light and Medium. This kept my feet warm and dry. I should add though that I'm not someone who stands still for longer periods of time, so I do not know how well they keep warm in such scenarios. During the first 18 months, my experiences with these shoes were almost only positive. One of the negative things I experienced was, as mentioned before, that they went from having a matte surface to becoming more and more glossy. Another thing is that even though the outer sole is of the type named Vibram Ultra Grip 2, it can seem to not grip onto smoother surfaces as well as other shoes, for example, Meindl Kampfstiefel. Sometime after 18 months, the seams at the side of one of the shoes started loosening, eventually resulting in a hole. After a walk in the woods after it had been raining, water had leaked into the front of both shoes, even the one without the seams visibly damaged. Due to the placement of this damage, it is not something I would consider to be due to normal wear and tear. Other than this, the shoes have performed well and the sole has worn down at an expected pace. I give these shoes 7 out of 10 stars. They are very comfortable all-round shoes to walk in, and if you find these shoes at a price under about 200 euros or dollars and plan on walking in lighter terrain, I would recommend that you try them on. However, if you plan on walking in rougher terrain or terrain that you know can be somewhat slippery, I would recommend trying out and comparing them to other shoes as well.